speech on how the Masons and the Moors controlled the civil rights movement and influenced people. The civil rights movement was real, but when they saw it was taking off, they put their people in place to control the narrative. Let's get started.
Clyde Colvin and Rosa Parks, The Real Story, a film by Amy Johansson. Many Americans know about the Montgomery bus boycotts during the Civil Rights Movement. We've also heard about Rosa Parks refusing to give up her seat to a white passenger. But most people have never heard of Clyde Colvin. Most of us do not know that Rosa Parks was not one of the first African Americans to refuse to give up her seat to a white commuter in Montgomery, Alabama. In fact, Clyde Colvin came before her. Claudette was only 15 years old, studying the freeing of the slaves in high school, when one day in early March 1955 she was on a bus, and as she later recalled, I feel like Soldier No Truth was pushing down on one shoulder and Harriet Tubman was pushing down on another, saying, "Sit down, girl." I was glued in my seat. She was arrested for not moving to make room for a white woman when asked by the bus driver. A witness at the time said Claudette was insisting loudly that it was her constitutional right to stay in her seat. Regardless, she was convicted in the local courts for violating the segregation law, disturbing the peace, and also assault, even though there was no evidence that she had insulted anyone.
Greetings, sorors and friends. On January 15, 1908, a group of young collegiate women gathered in Minor Hall on the campus of Howard University in Washington, D.C. to organize Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. These 16 women, just one generation out of slavery, envisioned a world where every man, woman, and child had equal access to health care, housing, proper nutrition, education, and civil rights. For more than a century, Alpha Kappa Alpha women have been at the forefront of every major social, civic, and humanitarian movement in this nation.
Of Alpha Phi Alpha's century of leadership.
Mason Moore Boule.
When most of us think of fraternities, these images come to mind. But there's much more. They develop leaders, promote brotherhood, academic excellence, and a quality service. This is true of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and one man in particular, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
While we were
You see, all these people that make these videos never tell you about the Moore connection, the Canaan connection, the Nimrod connection. All this goes back biblically. That is the secret they hide from the Hebrew people of America.
And participating honorary member of this fraternity and what it stands for and the principles. I think that this is a very, very significant day in my life and development and growth. It's one thing when you serve alone, it's another when you serve as a part of a family and a movement. And I feel that I have submerged with a ocean rather than remain a single drop. And let us serve and flood together those forces that are negative and be a force for all that is good.
No justice! No justice!
As organizers of the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington, the National Action Network assembled more than 250,000 in Washington, D.C. to call on Congress to work towards the fulfillment of Dr. King's dream for jobs and justice.
Welcome, one of our true heroes. A man who needs no introduction. A man
Mason Moores.
Brother Sharpton is humbled to be part of the 100-year-old fraternity.
I'm very honored and grateful to become a member and participating honorary member of the fraternity and what it stands for and the principles. I think that this is a very, very significant day in my life.
His voice is heard around the world as he makes no apology. He's for the truth.
We've come too far to turn back now.
Defiant, uncompromising, compassionate. Phi Beta Sigma fraternity at its Centennial Gala celebration is proud to present Reverend Al Sharpton, the Founders Day Service Award.
This is why Hebrew people, they still have ghettos in America today. These perpetrators are controlling the narrative and keeping Hebrew people trapped in slavery. And ghettos today are not the black community. The black community is where you own your land, you control your businesses and your police. The ghettos today are traps built by Satan to control and keep the Hebrew people and their heritage so they never know who they are, where they come from. Wake up, Hebrews. Wake up, America.
You will see that we have in fact cracked a riddle that has contained our people. Our people have been contained by an organized element of secret people who have used riddles, mysteries, and secret societies to jam us. And what we are doing is we are unlocking or decodifying the mystery, because once decodified and exposed, those who are secret in the light will not be as effective.
Excuse me? Yeah, you played. Did you play? You got smacked in that one. I know it is. I hear it. I know it. And he couldn't jump when he was 7'1". In college at LSU, you have to stop and ask him about me. Yes.
When you used to hit that after dunks?
LSU.
At dunks? Which fraternity?
Oh, man, that's my life. Fox dog.
Is that what that was? These were after dunks, right? That after college, yes?
For spinning, and curves, and
I get it. You can't do a step right now. Yeah. You remember that. Do a step. Go. Go. Okay. Maybe he did.
These brothers in the cargo ran affairs committing genocide. Now you're looking at affairs land trader whipping our brothers and sisters. Got his brothers standing right there to observe, to put fear in him, gather our brothers and sisters up so they can be instilled with fear as they watch these old treacherous, traitor, red fans wearing niggas beat our brothers and sisters in the cargo.
Illuminati in the Trayvon Martin case. Done a lot of research and looking into this. And for those of you that don't know, one of the biggest secret societies, it's also referred to as the Black Skull and Bones, is the Boule Society. This is where your Al Sharpton, your Barack Obama, your Jesse Jackson, they've all come from this Boule Society. All these big names through the hip-hop industry. They all are entangled in this satanic religion with these perverted sexual acts where they all do each other and they hold it as bribery, as blackmail on top of each other. This Boule Society was fashioned after the Skull and Bone Society of Yale, and all the prominent black men that have risen to power have essentially sold out their people. They pose as freedom fighters on the outside, and they're selling their people out on the inside. And it's been going on like this forever. It's the puppet show, and I'm here to expose it to the best of my ability. So when I talk about this Boule Society, you're talking its creation of Sigma Pi Phi taking place in 1904. And since then, you've had all these great people come from this. Well, what they want you to believe are great people. So there's only 5,000 members roughly in 126 chapters. That's only 5,000 people on this planet. You know how small that is of a group? So you can see that these men of power have been handpicked out of this 5,000 man group here and put into their positions and paid off well to play their part. So what's the chances that anyone very close to Trayvon Martin would be connected to this powerful elite circle? Look closely. This is the 1996 Illuminati playing cards deck that speaks on fraternal orders. And look how eerily close this man matches this man. Do you know who this man is? This is Trayvon Martin's father. And yes, he is an Illuminati Grand Master Mason of the Boule Society.
That happened on this date was nothing but a Freemasonic ritual sacrifice like they're doing all over the place, man. Period, point blank. And if you do your research, Trayvon Martin's heart was missing, his kidneys, one of his kidneys was missing, and his spleen was missing. Okay? That's no joke, people. And if you want to get even deeper, George Zimmerman, let me see.
This is numerology for your mind right here.
Zimmerman, the Zimmerman family, they own all of the murals in the Denver airport.
Are you serious?
So please tell me, okay, this is how you know it's a hoax. Zimmerman's father was a Florida judge for over 25 years. He was a multi-millionaire to begin with. His family had money all the way back to England. Okay, there were Zionist Jews, rich Zionist Jews that go back all the way to England. Please tell me why his son would want to be a fucking neighborhood watch when you're a fucking multi-millionaire. What kind of sense does that make? It makes no sense. And dude, I'm telling you right now, if you look at what the Denver airport is, it's an underground military base. Okay? And there's also a base there for the elite. When the shit hits the fan here, they're gonna hide underground.
These people got highway systems that going underground from base to base all on this continent, man.
Oh yeah.
Y'all need to research about the Denver airport, because if you're not hip to what's that's all about, then you've really been under a rock, people.
Oh yeah.
So let's get some more of this knowledge, man.
Yeah, man. Basically, that was their starting point. Everybody thought that this was some kind of real event where, some random kid was walking into through his neighborhood to watch the All-Star game, and some racist dude, playing neighborhood watch, was such a bigot, and he felt so threatened by a young black man that he had to go out and shoot them. That's foolishness, people.
That's so surface level.
That's